4 men have been convicted for the gang rape and murder of a woman in a New Delhi bus. They've been executed in India, plus the number of cases in Italy has risen 627 in one day in the Lombardy region. We have more international news from Juliana Olainka in her London studio.
Good evening from the Channel's newsroom in London. India has executed 4 men convicted for the gang rape and murder of a woman on a New Delhi bus in December 2012. The case outraged a nation that has one of the world's worst records for crimes against women. A total of 6 men, including one aged below 18, were convicted for luring a 23-year-old trainee physiotherapist and her male friend onto a bus before repeatedly raping her and beating both with a metal bar and dumping them on a road. The woman died of internal injuries nearly 2 weeks later in a Singapore hospital. Celebrations broke out in the victim's neighbourhood and her ancestral village after the hanging.
The 4 culprits have been hanged. This is the first time that a girl in this country who was raped has received justice. Today is March 20th, and it is dedicated to all our daughters and women. Because today Nibaya got justice and all the daughters of the country got justice. I thank everyone for this. It's great. It was good for us, women as well as the whole country. However, it shouldn't have taken this long. It should have been done earlier. They should have been hanged years ago. The judicial process should not have dragged on for this long.
A man has been sentenced to life in prison for killing 3 people and wounding 5 others on a tram in the Netherlands last year. The judge said that 38-year-old Turkish-born Gökhan Tanis had shown no remorse and was fully responsible for his actions, despite having low intelligence and a personality disorder. The attack on March the 18th, 2019 came just days after a lone gunman killed 50 people in mass shootings at 2 mosques in the city of Christchurch, New Zealand. Tanis, a resident of the Netherlands since 1993, did not know his victims, who ranged in the age between 19 to 74. 2 people have been arrested after smashing a car into an airport in Barcelona. They were reported to have shouted Islamist slogans. No explosives were found in the vehicle, which was driven into Al Prat's Airport Terminal 1 at around 5 a.m. local time. Both men are from Albania. In August 2017, terrorists used a van to hit pedestrians in central Barcelona and carried out a follow-up attack, killing 16 people. Scuffles have broken out between Palestinian worshippers and Israeli police as crowds headed to Al-Aqsa Mosque in East Jerusalem to pray, despite authorities calling for a partial lockdown to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. Police in riot gear put barricades up outside Damascus Gate and other entrances to the walled Old City. This comes after Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu tightened a national stay-at-home policy, saying police would enforce restrictions. Union leaders representing South Korean support staff for the US military demonstrated outside of the American embassy in Seoul as a disagreement over cost-sharing threatens to relegate thousands of employees to unpaid leave next month. The long-time allies are embroiled in a dispute over how much each should pay to support the roughly 28,500 US troops stationed in South Korea, a legacy of the 1950 to 1953 Korean War. US President Donald Trump has demanded Seoul pay as much as $4 billion more every year. Unionists say the costs threaten the livelihoods of the workers.
9,000명에 대한 무급 휴직이 시작되면은 우리 한국인 직원들이 생존권이 위협을 받게 됩니다. 그리고 또한 무급 휴직이 시작되면 주한미군의 임무에는 공백이 생길 수밖에 없습니다. 주한미군의 임무가 공백이 생긴다는 것은 우리 대한민국 국가 안보와 국민의 생명에도 위협을 할 수밖에 없다는 것이 입증됩니다.
And finally, for some, social distancing over coronavirus fears is not a priority. Thousands of Australians have flocked to the world-famous Bondi Beach to socialise despite government restrictions on unnecessary gatherings. The country of 25 million people has seen 7 deaths from the flu-like virus, but its case numbers have jumped to almost 800 in recent days. But with Sydney's temperature reaching into the mid-30 degrees Celsius, many locals saw the chance to get down to the beach as one last hurrah before social restrictions increase. And that's your international news around the world in 5.
Thanks, Juliana. Let's turn to Ayotunde Balogun now for sports news.
Many thanks, Marachi. The nominees for the 7th edition of the Nigeria Pitch Awards have been unveiled in Lagos. Onome Ebi, Chiamaka Nnadozie and Barcelona forward Asisat Oshoala will contest for the Queen of the Pitch Award. And for the King of the Pitch, Leicester City's Wilfred Ndidi, Man United's Odion Ighalo and Lille of France forward Victor Osimhen are contenders. This year, Super Falcons' Chiamaka Nnadozie will vie for Goalkeeper of the Year with Super Eagles goalies Francis Uzoho and Daniel Akpeyi. For the second year in a row, Channels Television's Cecilia Morigbe and Austin Okonakpan will contest for the Sports Journalist of the Year with SuperSport's Moses Praise. Italian football clubs, players and fans have mobilized to raise millions of euros to support the country's stretched health system amid a devastating coronavirus outbreak. Thursday was one of the bleakest days in Italy's battle against COVID-19 as the death toll rose to over 3,000, overtaking China as the highest number of fatalities from the disease in one country. A state of nationwide lockdown remains in place as the government now looks to control the spread of the virus, and all sports events have been suspended since March the 9th. Inter have donated some 500,000 euros, while crowdfunding campaigns set up by Roma, AC Milan, Lazio, Juventus and Fiorentina have each raised more than 420,000 euros. Meanwhile, Brazilian football clubs have joined the fight against the coronavirus by offering their stadiums and training grounds to authorities. Bahia, Atletico, Paranense and Sao Paulo are among the clubs who made this offer. Curitiba club Atletico offered their stadium and training ground where world champion Spain trained during the 2014 World Cup to authorities for whatever use they deem necessary. South America's biggest nation has confirmed 621 cases with 6 confirmed deaths. Swiss club FC Sion has dismissed 9 players, including captain Javier Kouassi and former Arsenal and Barcelona midfielder Alex Song, after the country's league was halted indefinitely because of the coronavirus pandemic. The dismissals also included Johan Juru, Pachtim Kasami, Emir Lenjani, Seydou Doumbia, Mikhail Fascinetti, Christian Zoc and Biraman Doye. Reports say the players were sacked for refusing to sign an agreement for a wage cut while the stoppage continues. The Swiss League was stopped on March the 1st after the government banned gatherings of more than 1,000 people. And that's a wrap on sports news. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. It's back to you, Marachi.
Thanks, Ayotunde. And the main news again, the Lagos State government has confirmed the next case of COVID-19 in the country. That's the Italian man has tested negative. The federal government today also added Austria and Sweden to Nigeria's COVID-19 watch list. It also limited international air travel to Lagos and Abuja airports. Also, the West African Examinations Council has postponed its 2020 examinations because of the coronavirus. And that'll be all on the news at 10 tonight. Thank you for watching. I am Amarachi Ubani. Good night.